irony. But I like the Sandoval, but he's telling him, to be honest, I don't know if the people want to hear about that from you, Tom. But what else is going on? I mean, he's a little bit in trouble with the law, with the
Yeah, he is
Rachel.
actually. And he and Rachel Leviss are still in that very heated lawsuit.
November, baby.
Yeah, it's coming up, and I gotta say, I'm not sure it's looking great for Sandoval. And by
Hmm.
the way, did you realize? I knew Rachel Leviss was working with Mark Garagos, but did you also realize that Brian Friedman is on the case? Mark Garagos and Brian Friedman are besties, besties.
Hmm.
I didn't know that until Garagos has launched a podcast with Harvey Levin from TMZ.
Hmm.
So I didn't realize Friedman is on the case in defense of Rachel Leviss. I'm actually like, I think Leviss is going to win. Well, now apparently Sandoval has begged a judge to allow him to avoid consequences for missing an important deadline in his battle with Rachel Leviss, claiming he was busy with the holidays and looking for a new lawyer after parting ways with his old team. He filed a declaration explaining the situation to the LA Superior Court judge presiding over Rachel's invasion of privacy lawsuit against Tom and Ariana Maddox. The former VPR star explained that he'd been represented by his lawyers, yada, yada, yada. He parted ways with them. Anyway, the long and the short is he was supposed to file like a motion or a response. He did not do that. So now he is begging the judge to give him more time, that he has now hired a new lawyer. So remember how we thought Tom Sandoval was going to go after, I mean, he was going to go up against Garagos and Friedman solo. Not true. Apparently, he now has a new attorney. And on December 13th, when he was supposed to file or respond, he says, I was newly representing myself, actively searching for another attorney, and mistakenly believed that I had missed the deadline to respond. I was concerned that this would make it appear as though I was trying to delay things, Tom said. Therefore, I reached out to Rachel's counsel, Mark Garagos, and asked for 30 more days to put together responses. Mr. Garagos did not respond to my email. Tom has now hired a new attorney, Colleen Hardiker, to represent him. In the lawsuit, Rachel claimed Tom secretly recorded explicit FaceTime chats that they had during the affair while he was in a relationship with Ariana. Of course, then they were shared, apparently, allegedly. Very interesting. But this is going to be really, I don't know. This looks like it's still moving forward in a big way.
Well, a couple of things. This is why kids, you don't represent yourself. I mean, Jax famously made that other error where he said whatever, he gave up all rights to Cruz or whatever just happened with the divorce with Brittany. You don't represent yourselves. Even me, even going to law school, if you don't, even a lawyer who is practicing, which is certainly not me, if you're a corporate lawyer, you don't represent yourself in a legal, criminal case. You always need a lawyer. So, yeah, this is the judges. I have to tell you, judges are not usually very sympathetic to miss death. I mean, this is why we have these. You have 30 days to respond here. He didn't respond to discovery within 30 days. And yeah, I don't think that this is Mr. Sandoval's going to get out of anything here. And Ariana's going to court. And I
No, I
did
think
know
Sandoval is
this.
going to have to pay up. Now, did you also recall this part of the story? We cover a lot, so it's always hard to remember what's what. But in the motion, Tom included the list of questions that Rachel wanted him to answer. The majority related to his public claims about her lawyers wanting Tom's help on a lawsuit against NBC. Rachel asked Tom if you contended that you were asked to misrepresent NBC Universal's involvement in the disclosure of your relationship with Leviss as a condition of settlement of the action. Identify who asked you to misrepresent NBC's involvement. In addition, they said, identify in detail all communications you have had with any person relating to your settlement discussions with Leviss relating to the action. In a request for admissions, Rachel's lawyers said, admit you, Tom, were never told that Leviss would dismiss the action against you if you agreed to misrepresent NBC Universal's involvement in the disclosure of your relationship with Leviss. They also asked him to identify all persons involved in the alleged settlement discussions he claims took place.
They want
So,
they want the big dog. They want the big dog on this one, right?
now, wait, can you explain that though to everybody? Because I read it and I'm slightly confused. Essentially, what they're saying is that somebody at NBC Universal was what? Telling Tom, like,
Read it
well,
again. I mean, I think
I
they're
know, right?
saying that.
I'm kind of
Well,
confused
I
by that.
think they're saying that because I don't have it in front of me. that NBC, I think Tom said at some point something about NBC that like he
That they
didn't
were involved, right? Like, did they wanted Tom to admit that he sent it or not admit it?
read
Anyhow,
it again. I think they're trying to say that like NBC orchestrated this and said send it. But you have to read.
oh, I think
I
you're right.
think you have to read
Rachel
the words again.
asked Tom, if you contend that you were
Rachel
asked
asked Tom, but who's saying this? The lawyers? Like, I don't. What do you mean
in
Rachel
the,
asked
it says
Tom?
in the motion, Tom
Mm-hmm.
included the list of questions that Rachel wanted him to answer.
That
The majority
Rachel
re
wanted him to answer. Okay, so this is from her lawyers. They wanted him to answer this question.
the majority related to his public claims about her lawyers wanting his help on a lawsuit against NBC. Okay,
So
so
he's saying that they wanted his help. Now, I believe your good friend Juliet at the time spoke out and said that that is not true, that they never wanted his help in.
correct.
Right, because Rachel is suing NBC, right? Or no, she's not, but I think he's saying that Rachel, right, wanted his help in going after NBC. And I think, right?
Right. Yeah, I think yes. Now it's all making sense. Yes.
Is it
And
making
Juliet says
sense?
that's completely not true. Correct.
Well,
Correct.
Tom is
But
the
they basically want Tom to they want Tom to walk that back. So I don't know. Tom could be in some trouble here as we come up. And I don't know. I mean, Ariana's playing it much better. She's very mom, very quiet. But Tom,
don't represent yourself, people.
Tom's in
I
some
mean,
trouble here.
really, don't try. Don't
Okay.
try.
No worries.
Elwood's is sure. Okay, we have the prequel, if you will. They chose the actress. Reese has chosen the actress to play the young Elwoods in high school. But don't represent yourself, kids. It's not going to end well. Um, I know you don't want to talk about her, but Bethany is got very upset. She goes on the social media and she advertises things. She advertised for a lash company. Listen, as often I do, when someone tries to come after me, I see red. I completely agree with Bethany. So Bethany was advertising first. So apparently the other lash company slipped into her DMs and is like, we're in a major trademark lawsuit with them, and you're now mixing yourself up in the middle, and you need to cease and desist advertising for this company. And Bethany, much like I would probably do, she went onto her social media and she's like, who the fuck are you? I will advertise anything I want. And you tell me I'm getting wrapped up in a lawsuit. Let me tell you something. I have 5 lawyers on fucking retainer, and I will sue you, and I will do a class action against. I mean, it is true. She could advertise for. I mean, she's doing it because they're paying her people. I mean, look, this is why Bethany is so good, and she advertises so much because she really gets behind and tries well, she was not happy. She was like, don't ever slip into my DMs. And she's like, you should be offering me double and giving me free this and free that. She was very upset that they threatened to tie her up in this lawsuit. And she's very upset, Bethany.
Oh, okay. So now she's an influencer. Oh, all right. So she's a review. Okay, this is our what,
I
seventh job? Let's see. Okay,
well,
we
I
tried
think
Just Be. Now that got canceled. Just Be Divorced got canceled because Jason Hoppy shut that down. We were doing YouTube reviews of restaurants. That shut down.
she does a lot of food
Makeup.
reviews.
The makeup. What happened to the makeup? Now